Hello, everybody, funkers of all kinds. Welcome back to another episode of the Following Funky podcast. I think this is episode 12, and this is probably a significant one because, well, I'm back home. I'm back in Canada. There was a bit of a story behind that, and I want to apologize right now that I didn't post it on Tuesday like it usually should be, only because I was still dealing with jet lag and I couldn't even keep my eyes open past 8 o'clock. So that was a whole other thing. But now, yeah, I'm back in Canada. I'm really happy about it. It is kind of unfortunate that I had to leave a little bit earlier from Germany than I expected or wanted to. But I guess stuff happens, and you know, if you look at the news, you might understand why I chose to. Well, me and my family agreed on me coming back sooner. But you guys can do the research. Just look up Germany, and you know the word Germany and that, and then you'll understand why it's a bit of a reason. Anywho. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back in Canada. I'm happy about it. Getting here was kind of an interesting story, though. So I might as well just... I kind of had in mind that I was going to be talking about this the whole time. It was... yeah, that's what I had in mind, and I'm probably going to do that. So it started with Sunday. I was stressing, as per usual. I had to pack everything up, because it was a very sudden decision, too. Like, I only found out a few days beforehand. So I had to scramble to get a PCR test before, like 72 hours beforehand. I had to download a government app so I can register and all that. Then I had to do it with the Swiss airport. So I was scrambling. And then Sunday comes along. I'm nearly packed. I had to drop some stuff off to a friend's place. And then I just continue packing it through the night. And then I go to sleep, and then I wake up at 4 in the morning because I have to be at the airport by 6. And when I do, it's because it is an international flight, I have to be there about 3 hours beforehand, which I find out that's actually I didn't have to be there 3 hours beforehand, but I'll get to that. So I wake up at 4. I have everything packed. I double check with my family that I'm all good to go. And it's snowing. I love how the fact that as I was leaving at 4 in the morning, it was also snowing. It was kind of like a little goodbye from Germany, which I kind of liked. So I get downstairs. I go through the lobby. I might have accidentally let a homeless person into the building. I didn't mean to. I was just on my way. I wanted to move. I had to go and all that. And then this guy ran past me, grabbed the door, and went in. And I'm like, okay. I'm not really going to stop that. I'm no hero. Nor do I really want to get into conflict with a guy who could take something from me. Like, I don't know what this guy's backstory is, what he could do. So, yeah, that might have happened. I might have let a little something in as I left. Didn't mean to. It happened. Moving on. I ended up having to walk, which was nice because the snow was pretty... It was not that cold, unlike Canada. Right now, it's like -4. It was like about freezing temperature. I'm like, this isn't bad. It was nice. And I kept walking. I got to the train station. I got on the train. That was also something nice too. Like, it was the first time I was on a train that. So I think the trains there also act like the subway as well, because it does get people to places as well. I mean, duh, of course. But like the whole system of how you pay and all that is the same thing as like a subway system where you could do like a monthly pass or something, which is interesting because at that particular station, the only time I've used it was to go long distances for trips, which was pretty cool, like Berlin, and other places like that. So I get on the train, I arrive, I get to the airport, and it's practically empty. See, I thought it was going to be busy, considering it was like, at the time I got there, it was about 5 to 6 in the morning, So, I would have thought, for some reason, I don't know, every time I've ever been to the airport that early in the morning, it would have been jam-packed, because people want to get to places. But I guess because it wasn't as near the holidays and, it would have been like a normal Monday morning, not everyone was there. So I got there. I got to the airport. I checked my bags. I got there and I sat there for about 2 hours and like 45 minutes because no one was there. I went through everything so quickly and then I just sat there and realized, well, shit, I have to now sit here and wait for this airplane to come because I thought I didn't actually think it through because technically I wasn't going international. I was going into another country in Europe, so it wasn't technically going across any major borders, but suffice to say, I was there. I dozed off a few times. It was kind of weird. I actually ended up sleeping this time. Unlike the last time on episode 1 where I tried to explain myself but couldn't even stay awake. I was able to doze off a few times. I enjoyed a bit of napping, but I also had to worry about a few things, such as because I couldn't print the ticket, I had to do it at the airport. And when I got there, when I finally arrived at the gate and asked them, could you give me my ticket? Because apparently it was coordinated. They gave me my first ticket, but not my second. And I'm like, could I have my second ticket? And they assure me, yes, you can, but just not here. You could get it at the Leipzig airport when you arrive in Sweden. Sorry, not Sweden, Switzerland. I'm still in and out. All right, bear with me. But Switzerland. So I arrive. So I'm like, okay, fine. That won't be that big of an issue, right? So I wait. I get on the airplane. I take the hour and 20 minutes to Switzerland. That was pretty cool. The scenery as we were arriving in Switzerland was really nice. It was really, really pretty. It's not exactly how I imagined it. So for any of you, when I say the word Switzerland, what do you guys think? For me, I think about big snowy mountains, skiing, ski resorts, big old spa, like hot springs that you can just sit and watch the distance, all that crap. Nope, that's not really what I saw. I saw, like literally any other country. Like for Germany, for example, I saw what I kind of like open fields. I did see some mountains, but it wasn't like the big mountains that I thought Switzerland had. So that was interesting. That was pretty cool actually to realize that it's not all just snowy mountaintops and, skiing lodges. But anyway, I get there, I arrive, I immediately transfer because, I don't actually have a lot of time. They took a little longer to get the first flight going, so I had less time on my hands. So, all right, that's fine. It happens. When is a flight ever on time? So, okay. I make my way. I go as fast as I can to get to the next gate so I could, maybe have a bite to eat before my next flight. But I have to go through security on the next airport because I guess, if you're transferring between an airport to an airport within the European Union and then taking that next flight outside anywhere outside of Europe, yeah, you're going to have to go through security to officially say, all right, you're leaving the European Union. So I get to this gate, I arrive, I give them my passport, and I don't have the ticket on hand because they assured me it was going to be at the gate in the Leipzig gate that I will get on my airplane for, which, is past security, which is unfortunate. So I get to the airport, I give him my passport, and then he looks at my passport, he flips through the book, and then he looks at me, he looks at the book again, and at this point I realized, oh shit, what would happen now? So it turns out I am in the middle of getting what I need to get to officially say I could stay longer than 90 days in Germany. Like, so when you are in Europe, you need to have a visa within if you are staying within the over 3 months, you have to get a visa, which then just kind of covers everything. But in my case, so that's what I was doing. When I first arrived, okay, I knew I was going to have to get a visa, so I've been working on that for like about a month and a half. Between September to probably mid to late October, I was working on getting my visa, and I was actually almost there. And then I found out and decided I'm going to stay for the full year. So I do that, and then I kind of forget until like, early November that, I have to switch gears because apparently the visa's not going to cut it anymore. I need a residence permit. So I'm like, well, shit. All right, so be it. Fine. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on it. So I get to it. I start cracking at it, start filling out the forms and all that. I have to get a bank account. I have to get a few other things. So I start with the residence permit form, but then I realize I need all this other stuff. So I start doing that. And then I have to go back to it. And by then I was, I tried. I tried getting it as fast as possible, but because the Bureau Burger, which is like kind of the, I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of what, like, the place you will get, like, your visas, your residence fees, your work permits, all that crap. That place. I don't know what it's called in English. I forgot the name, but that's where I went. That's where you have to go. Because they're so busy with so many other things as well, because I'm not the center of the world or the universe. I get that. So they have to worry about other things. So the time between me emailing them and then me getting an email back is like, goes up to like almost a week sometimes. So I email them. Okay, I wait 7 days. They come back, and then I have to figure out what to do. That usually takes up to a few days if I need to do something else, and I email it back, and then the vice versa. So with this information that I'm giving you, you probably are realizing why this wasn't gonna cut it at the security, because they're now asking me, okay, where's my residence permit and or visa? And I tried explaining to them, and it wasn't working. I also didn't say the right things because I still have my mustache. Oh, by the way, guys, yes, I did Movember, and yes, as I'm doing this recording, which is as of the 9th of December, I have a blue mustache. Anyway, if I have time, I'll explain it later. Why, but so with my mustache, he definitely looks at me as an adult. So he looks at my form and it's like, okay, do you have a visa of some sort? And I'm like, no, I do not. I'm working on getting it as we speak, as I'm leaving Europe and all that crap. So he calls in the border police. Yes, they called the border police because, yes, they thought I was illegally in Germany, which was kind of understandable because I literally didn't have any of my forms. So, okay. I have to wait. He's like, okay, could you wait there for a few seconds, for a few minutes? All right, cool. I wait there for a few minutes. The border police comes. He takes me into their office, which I'm like, oh, shit, I'm getting detained. I totally thought I was. It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, uh-oh, you fucked up. You realize it's those moments in your life where you sit there and you're like, am I seriously going to get detained because I fucked up this, because I messed up this tiny little thing? Which, by the way, I didn't, thank God. I mean, he was very nice and generous about it, but it was definitely, I didn't say the right things because I am still considered a student, and with the student information, I could have, it's a bit different when you're a student, but they thought I was working. I didn't realize this then, but like as I was, yeah. Anyway, they thought I was working, so they were like, so they start asking me questions like, okay, where's your visa? Same questions as the checkpoint. Where's your visa? Is there any proof that you were legally in Germany? And I'm like, oh shit, they think I arrived in illegally and started working. That's not the case. I came here to study. But oh boy, I was panicking because that was the first time in my life I've had to, try and get out of a situation where I am suspected of being illegal. That's a first. I hope I don't ever do it again, and I know what to say next time, but at the time, nope, I didn't know. I was kind of panicking. I was sleep deprived, Didn't get too much sleep the night before, and I was rushing. I want to go home, so I'm all anxious. So I panic. I don't panic too much. I don't like break down in front of him. Something embarrassing like that. I mean, it happens, but I didn't do it in front of him. I tried my best explaining. I know I'm not. I have the papers. I have papers that I can prove that I was in Germany in my suitcase. Now, the problem is, as I said before, I checked both of those suitcases, so they're both in the next plane already. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And he says, all right, so because you want to get on, he actually, before he even gives me this offer, he's like, do you want to go back to Germany? And I'm like, no, I do not want to go back to Germany. I literally, not only have I been stressing and planning what I need to do, and I've been anticipating to do this for the last like 4 or 5 days, I don't want to suddenly go back to Germany with all my luggage going the other way. And, I just want to go home now. I've already accepted the fact that, yes, I'm on my way home, so screw it. I'm going to do it. So then he gives me an offer. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to let you go, but you need to sign some forms, and you're going to need to give us some proof of information when you arrive. You have 10 days to give us information, or else we'll fine you. Or worst comes to worst, you get a ban of entry in Switzerland. Yeah. Those were that kind of scared me, and I'm not going to lie, that's something that I don't want to do, considering I want to come back to Germany. So I was let's just say the rest of that let's just say the second flight, I was definitely thinking about it. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How do I break it to my parents that I might just end up being stuck here in Europe? But it didn't come to that. Spoiler alert, it's all good. I sent the information, all cleared up. We're all fine now, but it was definitely a fun little, not fun. It's not fun. Who am I kidding? Even thinking about it now, it was stressful as fuck. So never mind that. But, I get past I finally get past the security. I didn't have time to eat, so I don't have a lot of time. I don't have enough time to buy lunch or something. So I grab a pretzel and like a baguette with ham and like lettuce. That was actually pretty good. It was the first time I actually had a, European pretzel. It was pretty good. It was pretty yummy. And then after that, I immediately have to board the plane, which is all right. I get on the plane. I fly. I have my own row to myself. I doze in and out. I watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 6, Stone Ocean, which is on Netflix. In case any of you who watches anime and hasn't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, please watch it. It's actually good. There are some things, I don't get why people... It's one of those shows where I think everyone in some point of their anime watching lives should watch it, because it's definitely worth it. It's just too good not to pass up. But anyway, I watched that. I just sleep for most of it. Honestly, it's between watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, the new part, or however many episodes they released on Netflix, and then I just slept for the most of the flight. And then I get home. I finally arrive. So I finally arrive. And I was told beforehand that I was going to get another PCR test upon arrival. Because Canada has been getting very strict with a lot of things because of the new variant. I'm not going to say any more than that, because I'm afraid I'm going to get shadowed by, I think that's what it's called. The term that, YouTube prevents people's videos from being hidden. I mean, it's not like anything really big happening. Not like any of this podcast is gonna go through waves or anything like that. But I'm just saying, I'd like to still, share my piece. So I knew that I was gonna get a PCR test upon arrival, and that's fine. I knew that. So I go, I do all the things I need to do. I arrive, I give my passport, I get the receipt that you need, because Canada has a specific way of doing things. I think every country has their own way of, accepting their citizens back into their country. But for Canada, after filling out some information, you get a receipt, and then you show it to the checkpoints and borders and border police and all that. So I do that. I get my bags and I leave, and so I'm like, oh, so I don't need to do the PCR test. So I already had it in my head. Okay, I'm safe. I'm clear. I mean, I am fully vaccinated, so I don't have to worry. I worry. I have to be careful, but I don't have to be as, cautious. But no, it turns out I got randomly selected to do the PCR test anyway. So I do it. That's fine. It was definitely interesting. It was definitely, they're really trying to figure out a good way to do it, but I don't think it's the most efficient. They could definitely, I mean, who am I kidding? I don't have any, I shouldn't have any word or any say in that, but I feel like there's some things that if someone walks in and says, okay, this could be done better, it definitely could be done, and it could be done more efficiently. But they're doing the best they can, because I think they announced this new PCR testing upon arriving in Canada like 4 or 5 days ago. Like, it was a recent change. So I think, like, you look at how they put it, because they put it at the front. They put it at the arrivals, like when how like in movies or all that, you finally arrive in the airport, and then there's people waiting for you in the lobby or area, that like big area. Yeah, that's where they put it. So no one was actually allowed inside waiting for you. So they filled that entire area with the PCR test. So it was definitely a very desperate, not desperate, fast attempt to creating something in order to prevent stuff. So anyway, I get there, I arrive, it's all good. I'm all good, I'm negative, I'm all clean, I'm happy about it. I'm finally home safe, and get in the car with my dad after not seeing him for 4 months. It was definitely nice. And then I get home, and the last 2 days I've been just recovering from jet lag, as I've said, tired as fuck. Waking up at 5 and dozing off and can't stay awake past 8 sucks. I hate it. I want to stay up till 12 and sleep until 8, 9 o'clock. That's what I want to do. Screw this other way around. That's not for me. That's not my style. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person. So anyway, after that, yeah, and then I do have a little bit of time left. So the mustache thing was for November. I basically tried raising a bit of charity for it. I was semi-successful. I was able to raise about $160 for charity. And then I did and the only way it worked, I only raised that much, was because I did a little idea where if people donated a certain amount, their name would be put in a draw. And then after a certain deadline, I would draw their names, and then the person who I pick gets to pick the color of whatever my mustache will be, what the color of my mustache. So the winner picks blue, and so as we speak, I'm wearing a blue mustache. So yeah, and I realized, yes, it is 9 days after November. I tried it already. I tried it before. I dyed it. It didn't work. And then I tried bleaching it. And that also, I didn't actually know. I didn't try bleaching it. I was thinking of bleaching it, but then I realized it was probably going to fuck up my face more than... It was probably... The damage would be too much for what I was trying to accomplish. So I turned it blue with hair chalk and all that. So that's kind of nice. And yeah. Again, thank you so much for... So I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, sorry about, taking 3 days past 3 days past the deadline of when I was gonna post this. I'm sorry. I know. I'm glad I was able to do when I did. And please forgive me. I hope to do it on time on Tuesday. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below any questions or inquiries or topics you'd like me to discuss in the next podcast. And yeah, check out some other videos I've done, and hopefully you might like some of the series I've been working on as we speak. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next podcast and or video, but until then, it has been an honor. FuriouslyFunky signing out. Sayonara.